I've been seeing him.
Hey, what about that pride and independence of yours?
So today's video is very exciting. I'm gonna be trying out a bunch of new makeup products that I purchased. I also have a bunch of story times I do want to share. It's been a hot minute since I've purchased brand new makeup. Kind of lost the love for makeup. So yeah, I'm gonna be trying out some new makeup and talking. Okay, so let's begin with makeup. Then I want to talk about how I got fired 6 times. SEX. I'm also going to be swatching and trying out all the lipsticks and lip liners from Carli bybel's collection. Okay, so for primer, I'm going to be using the vitamin enriched face base from Bobbi Brown, and I'm just going to apply a little bit over my face. Let me put a good amount because I really think that my face transformed from being oily to oily combination to now it's just dry. It's crazy dry. So let's jump into the foundation. For foundation, yes, I did pick up the Fenty foundation. I think this was one of the products that I saw and I was like, okay, I need to get this. I feel like nowadays everyone's just releasing everything and anything and I'm not really excited for it, but I saw this and I knew I had to get it. So Fenty released their hydrating longwear foundation and I got the shade 310. So I did get the matte one. You can see how crusty this is because I lost the cap to it and even the pump broke and it was just a mess. So I just kind of like stopped using it, but I got it the same shade. It's 310. So here I have my wet beauty sponge. Let's see how it is. So I got the foundation, like I want to say 2 shades or 3 shades lighter than my skin because the foundation does oxidize like 10 shades on my skin. But I swear to God, I'm going to show you how much the Fenty foundation oxidizes on me. When you first apply it, it is like really light. And then as the time goes by, you can see how dark it gets. So I kind of let the foundation marinate on my skin for a bit. So when I actually got the foundation, I was like a 350 or something. I swatched it on my hand. I'm walking around the mall. I come back to see my hand and it's like orange. And I'm like, how did it just turn into an orange color? And then the lady was like, honey, just go like 4 shades lighter. It's gonna oxidize on your skin anyway. That's why she gave me 310. 310 is the perfect match after it oxidizes on my skin. Okay, so far I'm really liking it. I'm still gonna give it some time to oxidize on my skin. I think it's still a bit lighter to the rest of my neck and chest. Oh no, I was supposed to try this. I think I can still try it, like why not? This is the NYX Dark Circle Concealer and I got it in the shade Deep. I just wanted to see if it can, you know, hide my pigmentation or not. So guys, let's get into the juicy stuff. Let's get into the story on how Anncy got fired a million times. So I don't know how it works in other countries, but here you can work like, you know, part-time jobs at any age you want. So these weren't like actual jobs. I don't want people to think like I was an actual dentist or a doctor at like a proper job. You just get the cash, no benefit. So I never got allowance from my parents. Like that was never the thing. There's nothing called a pocket money here. Like if they feel like it, they give me $10. That's $2 by the way. So obviously I wanted money to buy makeup back in the day. So I would work a lot. Like I started working when I was 16. I was so excited, so happy to turn 16 because I can start working. It is the best feeling on the planet to make your own money and spend it without even looking at the price tag. Okay, so I have the pot concealer under my eye. It is very creamy and very emollient, so you want to make sure you do set it with some powder. I've just put it on here just to see if it does correct my darkness, and it certainly did. Okay, so I'm gonna apply some powder, but before I go ahead with my video, I just want to show you guys how much the Fenty foundation oxidized on my skin. Because people are gonna call me out on like trying to lighten my skin, but I swear to God, I have to do this. Okay, so this is my face now. I think it's pretty oxidized. It will get darker as time goes by, and I just pumped in a drop of foundation just to show you how much my foundation oxidizes on me. Can you see that? Like how crazy is that? This is the color that I put on my skin and this is after 7 minutes. So yes, my foundation does oxidize like crazy on me, so that's the reason I have to use a lighter foundation. So don't get crazy, I don't want to be white. So yeah, I don't know, a lot of you have given me really good tips on trying to, you know, not get my foundation to be all oxidizy, but it still does oxidize. Like it's insane how crazy the color is on my face right now. I do the whole toner before makeup. I do prep my skin a lot before I do my makeup, but it still does oxidize. That's the reason Anncy always buys a foundation 15 to 20 shades lighter than her skin tone. So I got 2 powders. This is the NYX Stay Matte but Not Flat Foundation powder, and this is the Kat Von D Lock It In Blotting Powder. This is more of a foundation powder, so this is supposed to be more of a heavy coverage powder. This, on the other hand, is just like a blotting powder. So I'm gonna try Kat Von D on this side, and I'm gonna be trying NYX on this side. Now I'm using the NYX foundation powder. So I used to work every week, every weekend. So my pay would be like 200, 500, 600 bucks. And I'm talking in dirhams, that would be like $100. Okay, so far I'm really loving the NYX powder. I cannot stop putting it on my face. Like, oh my God, it made my face so flawless. This is crazy. Like, look at how good my skin looks, so airbrushed. NYX really did beat Kat Von D. By the way, I have lash extensions and tinted eyebrows. Gotta mention that. Job number 1. I was working at this place where you're supposed to promote a bunch of skincare items. It was just a mix of jobs. Like, I had different shifts all over. So guys, okay, so here's the thing, right? I don't want to give the brand name out, but their brand name is kind of like a synonym of authentic, natural, real, I could say. They're not a famous brand. I don't think you'll find it anywhere in the US, not UK. It's a very like a local brand, and I think they just launched and they had shitty products. It was all that, you know, whitening crap, fading scars crap. It's just like, oh, we have vitamin C, and they have like a lemon picture on the tube and they're like, oh, it fades your scars. It's obviously it doesn't work. So like customers come up to your store, you give them like a pamphlet, a booklet, or just like you kind of like guide them about your product. We attracted a lot of people, and I do believe it has to do a lot with the word vitamin C, slow your aging process, whitening your skin. That was also there. These kind of words really attract a lot of people. So yeah, we were pretty packed. So we had free facials. We'll give you free goodies, we'll give you free facial, check out our products. So that attracted so much attention. Everyone just came here just to get the free facial. No one was even interested about the product. Like my parents, if you say free, they run. Who doesn't like free stuff? Let's be honest. Facials are pretty expensive. So they were like, oh my God, free facials, sign us up. Everyone came to the store just to get a free facial, and I was the one doing the facial. I can't even clean a plate, but you want me to clean your face. Good luck with that. They put me into the facial department and I'm like, I can't do this. I'm not qualified. I'm not a skin dermatologist. Like, I don't know anything about skin. Like, what are you talking about? This is when I was 16. Anncy had unibrows, mustache, no YouTube channel, no Instagram. I wasn't on Instagram either. I knew nothing about the makeup world. I just started off. So it was really weird that they wanted me to touch people's faces. And I'm just like, fine, put me in the store, whatever. I'll do facials. Don't get upset if I choke someone's face off. I was very much of a pussycat. I couldn't speak up for myself. I didn't know how to say no. So I was a brand new baby. I was honestly a baby. I was a fetus. Like, I just came out of my mom's womb. I was that stupid and dumb and so young that I was just like, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna do the job anyway. It was a 10-day job and I was getting paid 1,500 dirhams. That was I hate converting $200 or $300, which might be cheap for you, but it was a lot of money for 15-year-old Anncy. I'm also gonna try some liner. I got this as a free sample. It's Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. So I'll be using the Jaclyn Hill eyeshadow palette. So where was I? Anncy, dying desperate for money. There were also some dumb Dumbledores with me who didn't know shit. We just got hired. There was like a man and a lady, I still remember. He would give me like freaking lectures on how he started from nothing and then now he was here. He was given internships and he was so tired of the job, and now all the way he's up here as a salesman. I'm not even making this up. So it was just 10 days and I swear to God, I kept counting like the hours and minutes and days. Like, okay, it's gonna end soon. This shop was open and people were coming in, free facials, all aunties running. Oh my God, it's a shop, but like we had to take appointments because it was getting crazy packed in here. So they didn't even tell me what to do. They just told me wash their face with water, use our cleanser, remove it off, use our toner, remove that off, use a mask, wash their face, and you're done. So it was pretty easy for me. I would ask them like, what do you want? Do you want to look whiter? Do you want to look like younger? Or do you want to just diminish your wrinkles? And do you want to fade your scars? They would choose one and I would use that mask. Like, we couldn't sit even if there were no employees. They made us stand the whole time. This is how Kylie Jenner started, probably just clean people's face. It's fine. So I had actually an employee with me who was doing facials. Like, she would do her customer, I would be taking care of my customer. And here's the worst part. Products don't work. People enter in like freaking looking like Jasmine and they want to be like Snow White when they get out. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but that doesn't work. It's a whitening mask, ma'am, and you just have to keep wearing it to look whiter. I know, I am so disgusted. This is Anncy's like pre-history before YouTube, okay? I was promoting whitening creams because it was my job. So like, don't even get started. I feel really exposed now. But then I was like, ma'am, you just don't look white because you have to use it for 10 days. So why don't you buy the product? And you know, the boss was like, damn, she's great. Good employee. Like, she's really pushing the product. And there was one girl who entered, guys. She had a lot of acne. And there was this lady next to me. She was like pushing the product down her throat. This girl was very interested. The employee goes in and gets her like 5-6 products. Like, this girl really wants her acne to go. And then she's like, I'm interested in trying the facial. Can you hook me up with that? And then she tells me all about her acne stories and I'm like, she can't buy this. And I look at her and I'm like, listen, you need to leave now. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, you just can't buy these products because they don't work. And she's like, what do you mean? What do you mean they don't work? I'm like, they're not authentic. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna make you whiter, lighter, younger, none of that. And I felt awful because it is my job to promote the product, but I literally couldn't because she had a lot of acne. It's gonna scar her for life. Like, I couldn't do that. And I literally felt so bad because I'm like, oh my god, this is my job, but also like I don't want her to like die. So like, which one do I choose? And I'm like, f the job. Like, I'm just here for 10 days anyway. So she thanked me and she was like, okay, I'm not gonna buy these products, and she just like left. So obviously the boss is like, that is so weird, because she was very interested in buying the products. We sent her to you and then her mind changed, and I'm just like, I don't know what you're talking about. So I was all like, you know, Mother Teresa up in this shit. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna save you from this. It's fine, sweetie. God sent me. So now it gets very disgusting. I feel like a lot of people will be so grossed out by this. But here comes the disgusting part. Guys, I had a bowl of water that I had to take a sponge, dip into the water, and wipe their face with it, and then put the sponge back in the water and reuse the water for the next time. They wanted to save water. I cannot believe that they made me do that, and I had to because I was working for them. It was so disgusting that I had to use the bowl sponge, dip it in, clean your face, put the sponge back in the water. Next client, I used the same sponge and same water until the water was soaked up by the sponge, until the bowl was empty. There was no water, not a drop of water. They wouldn't let me get like clean water. So I kept doing that. Yes, you can hate on me. And my employee, my friend, did the same thing. We were supposed to, so we did what we were supposed to do. It wasn't the best fun job. It wasn't like freaking Disneyland. I was like dying, protecting women from acne. I was a superhero. I know, I'm amazing. I'm magnificent. Maleficent? So yeah, I was a superhero. I was like protecting women and whatnot. I was honestly a godsend gift. This is the 8th day of the job, and guys, every single day, I'm not even kidding, I would do the facials on people and their skin would burn. Like, they would remove their face mask and they would have a rash, and they would go and complain to the store manager, and the manager would come and tell me like, what the f you guys do? And we're like, we used your shitty products, dumbass. Obviously I didn't say that, but I'm like, sir, I don't know what I don't know. They were like, oh, you need to go and apologize to the lady. I'm like, I am not saying sorry. Hello, your shitty products, I need to say sorry? No. So I hated doing this. Like, I found it disgusting and gross because I was using the same dirty water. When I would do the facial, I would take literally 3 minutes, use the sponge, just like do that, and then put the facial, wash it off, and then just get out. Like, that's all I would do. But my employee was all like, are you enjoying the massage, madam? She would be like, you know, massaging it. She was doing her job, I get it, but it was a pain in the ass for me to watch. She was all like, are you feeling better, madam? Do you want me to massage your nose next, your nose bridge? And she was taking her time. So all the clients were waiting, like the customers were waiting. They would look at me, who's just like, and look at her, and she's all like. So obviously they wanted me to not do their facial, and they wanted her to do the facial. And all of them were like, oh, make us whiter, better, prettier, fatter, younger. Like, people expect to get a facial and look like they were when they were 12. Like, it doesn't work like that. Like, oh my god.
Okay, let me just put this part in. There was only one girl, you guys, one girl in those 10 days who came up to me and she saw me use the same bowl, and she asked me if I like reuse the same dirty water on all my clients' faces. And I said, yep. And she would go scream at the manager. She would get a rash, and the manager would come and scream at me. So I would get attacked from both ends. The craziest part is that we actually had a doctor. He basically just had ice cubes ready to go. It was predicted that the products don't work on people's skin.
And my customers would keep going. Like, they would come, get the facial done, they would leave. And I was like, who's next? And everyone would be like, yeah, we don't want to go. We don't want you to do our facial. Can we get it done by her, please? And I was just like, you know what, bitch? You're gonna die anyway. It's disgusting water. So I lost it. I even fought with the manager. I cried. Couldn't work in this place anymore. They found out that I wasn't doing a good job, or I wasn't like authentic. They were talking shit about me in a different language, and I hate when people do that. I honestly can't tell you how bad it was, to a point that it was just like I was dipping my fingers in disgusting water. You know, rude customers, rude clients, and if people didn't look whiter or fairer at the end of the facial, they would get really pissed at me. So yeah, I told them I don't want to work anymore. Just like I'm not interested. And they still kept me. They're like, you can't just leave like that. Then they kept me in for a few days, and then they kicked me out. They're like, fuck off, and they fired my ass. Second job, I think I was promoting oh yeah, I remember this. I was working at a store, guys. It's actually a very posh, like a bougie ass store. The pay was really good at this job, and they were paying me a good amount of money, and I was working only for 3 hours per day. The manager, or the store manager, he kind of like spies on us just to see if we're working properly, and we had to wear gloves. We were promoting sparkling water, and we were doing a good job. It's just water, bitch. Like, it's not a fucking pot of gold. Like, can you calm down? He was all like, the water should be yummy and tasty, so make sure you hype them up when they drink the water. And I'm like, first of of all, like sparkling water, it tastes like electricity. It's like someone just tasered your tongue. I don't know. I don't like the taste of sparkling water. You know, I was cleaning up the place and I had my gloves on the table, and then I was like cleaning up, fixing things at the bottom, and then he was helping me clean. He wrapped up my gloves and threw it in the trash can. And then I come back and I'm like, I have one glove, the other one's missing. You need gloves when you're dealing with food and water and whatnot. So I was disappointed in myself because I lost my glove, and if I don't have a glove, I can't work. But Anncy still worked the next day. It's water. Like, I'm not really dipping my finger in the freaking water cup and giving it to you. Like, it's next day he comes in, looks at us, one of my gloves missing. So he's like, where's your glove? I'm like, I swear to God I had it. You came in and it's lost. And then he's like, what do you mean you lost it? You know, you can't work if you lost it. And I'm like, I know. He's like, I don't know, like look for it. I'm like, okay. Looking for it, can't find it. He comes to me and he screams at my tits. I say tits because he was literally this short. He talks to my friend here, who's another employee who's working with me, and he literally tells her, hey, just take her badge and take her stuff from her. She's kind of fired, but we don't want to tell her. And she was like, yeah, totally. Gave her my badge and gave her my hairnet and whatnot. I came home and I'm fired. So that's great. And oh, my very first job was working for dairy, like Cadbury milk, you guys know, like the chocolate bar. So I had to like chop up the chocolate pieces. Do you know how kids always ask food? They're like, what is that? And then you tell them what it is and they're like, can I have it? Like, that's the way they try to ask you for food. I had these chocolate bars cut up, toothpick on it, and I would have it in front. And this guy, the employer, even told me, do not give it to kids because they're not going to buy the Cadbury chocolate. They just want to have it. It's just like a snack for them. So I would have the chocolates laid out, toothpick in it, and these kids would come and be like, hey, what is that? Like, you clearly know what that is. It's brown. It's in a square shape. It smells like chocolate. What do you think is it? A gold freaking necklace? So these kids would be like, oh my God, she's such a bitch. And they would like bitch about me to her mom and their dad. And their dad would be like, I need 5 watts for my children. And I'm like, oh, I'm not supposed to give kids. Lawyer actually called me to check, hey, are you at work? And I said, yeah, I am. And he's like, cool, I'm gonna come there to check. And I'm like, yeah, I'm so He went there, he saw I wasn't there. Fired. That was well deserved. I deserved that. Wow, I just have a very good job story time. This was when I was dating my very first boyfriend, and this was like a Rappaport where you're supposed to be working at like a diamond auction. Really rich customers who would come to check out diamond stones and whatnot. They would kind of have these tweezers where they would like look at the diamond and they would have a magnifying glass. They're very expensive. Their value would probably be $1 million. My job was actually just to like monitor that, just to like look at that and make sure he's not trying to steal it. So this was a very boring job. Trust me, we used to sit there like, oh my God, when is this gonna end? These boys were 16, 17, like, you know, my age, and they actually flicked these freaking diamonds. And I'm like, oh my God, this is, you gotta be kidding me. It's not funny. It's actually like real diamond. And I don't know what happened. A couple of boys got fired for stealing the diamonds. My ex was one of them. Yeah, I had really bad decision-making skills when I was young. My mom still makes fun of me for that ex. He was a douchebag. He's the same guy that I talked about in this video. But they found out that a bunch of boys did this, and since we were all in the same friend group, they fired all of us, and even the people who didn't steal anything still got into trouble because of that. Now when I think about it, I should have flicked some diamonds so I could have bought a Lamborghini. So I'm done with my eyes. I'm using the NYX Lip Wonder pencil, color medium, and I'm just gonna put it on my waterline. Just gonna be using my good old mascara, just pushing it up against my lash extensions. I have some glitter liner. So for liner, I'm using the Fenty Beauty Liner. This is the first time using Anncy in liner. I never do liner, y'all. Using the bronzer, it's from Bobbi Brown. It's called Deep 4. So for highlighter, I'm using the Master Chrome highlighter from Maybelline. It's called Molten Gold. There was another job that I worked. No, I didn't get fired, but I just left because I couldn't handle it. It was just so bad. Just for a naked eyeshadow palette, I would just be like, yeah, I'm ready to work for 20 hours a day, $5 per hour, like sign me up. This job, I worked on one of the worst ends in Dubai. Like, there's this side of Dubai which is just not really female friendly. I want to say there was no woman there, just me and my friend. So guys, this is a Marc Jacobs Dewdrops. Look at that, it's the rose gold one that I got. I want to put this to test, but I completely forgot to put this on before my foundation. Can I try this like on top? Is that okay? Okay, this is my mistake. I messed up big time. Yeah, do not put this on top of your foundation. you're dead. So I'm just gonna apply some highlighter on top of it. There was a point when we would be hiding under the desk and no one would come. The minute we would stand up, all the creepy men would literally line up. I'm not joking. I figured that out and I told her, did you notice something? And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, we were sitting down taking our breaks and like using our phones, and then no one would come to the store. The minute we would stand up, like sit up, everyone would come up to us. What is this? Like, what are you doing? Where are you guys from? What's your name? Like, no one goes to that place. It's just so scary, and I still went there. Finally, we're moving on to blush, and for that I'm using the Coppertone blush from MAC. So the last and the final story on how Anncy got fired. It's my favorite story. I love telling the story. It's so funny. Oh my god, my whole life is a joke if you haven't caught up to it. Last year, before my channel took off, I was still at university. It was my last year at university. We were supposed to sell rotis at the supermarket. My mom put me 3 years down the line, university, got my degree, and I was selling rotis at a store. And I cannot believe I said yes for the job. $2? Oh my god, yes, it was $2 per hour. That's 8 dirhams. Oh my god, what was I thinking? I was working at a supermarket, guys. Eggs, butter, Anncy. I was literally just standing in the middle of the store. There's biscuits, chips, poultry items, eggs, butter, Anncy. I had to stand next to the butter because it was frozen rotis. So I had to like be in the middle of the fridge or like the cool area, and I was just like, anyone want some rotis? Like, I have it here. Then the manager came. He's like, hi, how are you? I'm like, hi, I want to die. So if you guys remember, I told you about how I shifted to a new house and I'm so happy here because it's so safe and it's quiet and whatnot. My old house was a pain in the ass. It was just the worst place ever, and I was living there all my life. So I'm confused whether should I go like nude or red. So the liner that I'm using is called Luna. Then I'm using the Libra lipstick. I'm gonna apply some powder on the center of my lips because I don't like glossy. I like it to be a bit matte. When the manager came, I even told him, hi, can I call you in case something happens? And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm the only female in the store and I'm really selling frozen rotis in here. If something happens, can I call you? And he replied back with, no, men don't do anything. Don't worry about it. Okay, left the store. And guess what? I didn't get a call. I didn't get a message. I didn't get anything. And now we jump onto the lipstick. This kind of melted off in this heat. No. These are the creamiest lipsticks and lip liners I've ever used. But yeah, this is the finished makeup look. Let me know if you've ever been fired. I'm sure a lot of you have. And today's shout out goes to this person. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to get a shout out, all you have to do is retweet my last video and you could be the lucky shout out. Follow me on my Instagram. It's at Anncy Twinkle. My Twitter, my Snapchat, all of it is at Anncy Twinkle. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.